don't have any questions for you. Shit.
Right.
No, me either.
We're live, guys, and I'm eating a pizza, and I shouldn't be because there's cheese on it. But don't tell anyone. There's only a tiny bit of cheese on there.
He'll be nipping out soon.
Can you? Can. So here's the thing. So we know your kryptonite. We know your kryptonite. We know your kryptonite. Yeah. So yeah, this will do it. This will do it. Oh no, that one's better. This one's the one. This one's the one.
Nice.
If I can get it on my head, this one's the one.
Nice. Where's yours, Andy? Where's yours, Andy?
No, this is the one. I've got too big a head for this. You know, I've got too big a head for this. I might go with the red one. It's all right. Wow, I love that, Andy.
No, I think
you actually look comfortable. You actually look comfortable with that. I might do the thing over the front end.
I think with that hat on, Dale, you look like what's his name now? What's the guy that moved to France? Escaped to the chateau. It did. It's not easy being green. What's his name?
He was in the military. Major Dick Strawbridge.
Yeah.
I need to be. I need. No, I don't need less beard, kind of thing. It needs to kind of flap when I'm talking. You know, it kind of. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was Major, wasn't it? Something like that. It was Major Dick Strawbridge. He was in the Sappers, and was it Sappers? Yeah, I think he was in the Sappers. Or he was in. No, I tell a lie. He was in the Royal Engineers.
Something like that. He's definitely
in the Royal Engineers. He was a chap. Loved him on Scrap Heat Challenge and all that kind of stuff. You know, what a guy. You know, what a guy. Right. Cool.
I'm finished with that now.
Right. Are we live? Are we actually live?
We are live, yeah.
Good Lord. So, Jake, you need to keep that secret of his kryptonite to one side, because if you don't, he'll leave us on our own and we'll get up to mischief.
I'm not looking.
We're having glasses, are we? All right, we'll do glasses too.
What's going on?
I like it.
We can do glasses. Where's your glasses? Oh, you've got your differs.
Okay, right.
Whoa. Andy's frozen. Wait a minute, Andy's frozen.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh no, there he is.
Oh yeah, he is.
There's a chocolate, a Christmas chocolate on Crazy Frog himself, Andy Hill. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're live. How many people we got in? I've got to take these off. Sorry. Oh, they make my eyes. They make my eyes sweat.
What?
Right then.
There's maybe a cause for doing that. Yeah. Cool.
Right then. So, first of all, welcome to everyone in the chat. This is the very, very first Beard Interrogates. So you've probably all realised now that this is a kind of a, judging by the posts I've been putting on Facebook and things like that, it's a once a month live show. So we're going to get two makers on each time, and I'm going to interrogate them with random questions. Oh, nice. So I've got a load of random questions, but they're also going to get the opportunity to interrogate me back at some point. So I hope they've done themselves a few questions. No. Also, guys, in the chat, you can either, I've got my phone on me, you can either private message me a question, or you can put the question in the chat to put to these two guys. Yeah, so that's the kind of interrogation that we're going to be doing.
I feel the worst.
Huh?
I feel the worst.
No. It's all fun, guys. It's all fun.
I'm
not going to ask you a question that I wouldn't answer myself.
Well, there's that. I mean,
Well, that's
you're not helping me here. You're not helping my nerves
and
anyway.
I really am totally transparent. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. If that's a good, So no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't ask you any silly questions. Okay. Cool. So let's see who we've got in the chat. We've got Steve Coombs. We've got Wayne the Woodturner. We've got Jake, Cosmic Maker. We've got Sneaks, Wooden Things. We've got, who else we got? Let's have a look. David, Huey, Jeff. And that's all I can see at the moment. Okay. Which is 19 people and only 6 thumbs up. I'm going to press it myself. I don't care. I always thumbs up myself anyway.
Same.
Why not? Right
I'm
then.
Too nice then. I just don't. I guess I'm an idiot. And okay.
You should thumbs up.
I don't like what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying.
Right then,
Dad, can I come into the workshop?
Oh, is that
No.
Cosmic Maker? Oh, okay. Right then. So, shall we kick this off? We got 19 people in. I'm not expecting a lot to be in tonight, to be honest, because it is Christmas Eve, isn't it? You know. And you see what I've done to my hat? You know, last night when we was in your live, Andy, was it last night? It was, wasn't it? My head cooked in this hat, so I took the center out of it. It gave me
structurally unstable.
It gave me a headache because I'd cooked my head. There you go. There's the top. Anyway,
Thomas is in.
Where's Thomas? Where is he? Right, guys, how are we doing? Are we ready for this?
You talking to us as a chat? Yes. I'm not ready for this at all. But you know, in for a penny, in for a pound, and all that. You know.
Right. So what I'm going to do is, because this is a brand new format. So you two are guinea pigs. I'm sorry, but
feels like
it's just the way it is.
Let me stuff my face full of Jaffa cakes as I've got the effect too.
Okay, so I'm going to fire some questions at you, right?
Okay.
Obviously, I've got plenty of questions. I've got 30-odd questions if we run out. And we're not going to go through them all. We're not going to go through them all. I'm going to randomly pick them, judging on what you guys come up with. Right, so first of all, we're going on to teen slang. So I got my daughter.
So I reckon I'm the oldest here. I think.
Well, I'm 44.
Yeah, I'm older than you. I'm then, you know what I mean. Andy's a teenager with, you know what I mean, with a beard, Who's this child with a beard?
I'm actually 12.
God. Right, I have got a question from Wayne, and I've got 2 questions from JP.
Which Wayne?
Wayne Clasper.
Oh hell!
So should we do that before? We'll do that before we go into teen slang.
All right. Okay.
Actually, so right. So Wayne asks, Rich, ask Dale how many jobs he has on the go at one moment. Not maker job.
3 at the moment. 3 at the moment.
Proper ones.
3 at the moment.
Okay. So
one big one, and 2 consultancy efforts. Yep.
Okay. Right. The question from JP. Should have had this.
Oh no.
I have seen these questions. I have.
No.
Right then. Question for Dale from JP. How does it feel when not even his own workshop wants to talk to him?
Oh, So
you'll have to explain because we don't know what he's talking about here.
So I've got one of those cheap Alexa clones in the workshop. Right now, the normal Alexa has a real tough time with my accent, and right now it's lit up like a Christmas tree because I'm saying its name when I'm in the room. But the one in the workshop's a bit deaf as well. So between my Scottish accent and it being a bit deaf, you've kind of got to shout at it twice or three times to get it to pull off the effect. If you enunciate like Brian Blessed to be, she's grand. But if you kind of make it a mumbling kind of turn on the workshop lights, she's as deaf as a post. She's being replaced. She's being replaced. To be fair, I've got a couple of new Alexas coming for the house, and some of the older ones are going out that way. For giggles. Giggles. How does it feel? Very annoying.
Okay, right, Andy. So your question from JP is, have you got any projects planned that you're going to struggle to get out of the workshop when finished?
All of
Is this the both of us or just the Andy?
No, just Andy. I know where he's going with this. Do you remember that little boat that you built in your workshop?
Oh, right. No, because the garage door is the whole side of my thing. Won't have any problems like that. But no, generally, I'll just let it go. Whatever.
Right,
Let it
let's see.
be.
Yeah. Let it go. No, I won't go there.
Right, so there's no questions in the chat. Right, so let's go on to teen slang. Okay, so I'm going to give you a teen slang, and I want you guys to come up with what it means. Yeah.
Am I allowed to do what every teenager does, which is, search the web for everything? Not know anything and just ask Google. Am I allowed to do that?
No.
Hey, Google.
No. So Andy and Dale. I'm going to keep a score as well. So
you've won, Andy. You've won, Andy.
Okay. Goat. So
I'm going to have a first stab at this then, right? So for me, it used to be getting on my goat was annoying me.
No.
Used to be. Don't know what it is. Modern slang now. Apart from an animal that eats things.
Andy?
Is it an anagram for something?
Right. So an example. This is my goat of movies, or I am the goat of YouTubers.
Go to. I think we're talking
goat.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been go to. Yes.
Really?
Idiots. Learn how to spell. Put spaces in there. It's all right. Text messages don't cost anything anymore. All those characters are free.
Andy, could you think of what that means? Because do you want me to tell you?
Go on.
Greatest of all time.
Oh.
Okay. So we are talking accurate. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they all anagrams then?
They're all teenage slang. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows even if they think they're anagrams or if they're... I don't know. Right, so the next one is lit. L-I-T. Examples. This party is lit. My
amazing,
new present.
Wicked. Amazing, wicked. Fantastic. It's the...
You got a point there, Andy.
There you go. It's that.
Amazing, exciting. Yeah, that's the one. Right then, come on, Dale. You know this one. Gucci.
Oh,
no idea.
No idea.
Other than a bag.
Sweet. That means pucker.
Yeah.
See, he's killing you here. He's killing you here.
So I wasn't I think we should surface here, right? What I did in my teenage years was two things. One, work on computers, and the second one was actually three things: chase girls, and the third one was train in the gym. This, and I was a metal fan. You didn't do this as a metal fan.
Right. So, Dale, you two behind. Right, next one. Right, salty. An example. Why are you so salty today?
It's got to be upset and and antagonistic.
What do you reckon, Andy?
Yeah, I'd say a bit.
Bitter?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say
Like,
bitter? All right, I'll give you both a point for that one. Right, okay. So, you know TBH. We all know what TBH is. That's rubbish. Right, snatched. Right, example.
Stolen.
My makeup is snatched today.
Stolen. I don't know. Doesn't involve Guy Ritchie.
These have come right out the head of a 19, 20-year-old. So
Absolutely.
they're literally up to
Absolutely.
date.
You've kind of
Any
got to
idea?
wonder what else is in there. I mean, if
Right.
this is what's in there at the moment.
Any ideas?
No.
Snatched.
No.
So my makeup is snatched today. Looks good.
All right. Have you validated this by actually using the it's just not all your child's, all your child just making
Trust
this
me,
shit up.
she's hang
Did
on.
you qualify this with all the
Yeah.
cub?
What can I use? What can I use? She is. I don't know. I don't know any of this. Anyway,
Questioning the source. I'm questioning the source.
yes. Okay. What I'll do is I'll email it over to you, and you can cross-reference.
No. Go on.
BAE.
Say that again.
BAE.
Right. So, I mean, seriously, I've worked for that company. So it's
British
really, for me, it
Aerospace
means one.
Engineering.
It means one thing to me.
So an example is my dog is Bay.
Huh?
My dog is Bay.
Beautiful.
No.
No. I don't know.
No. I wouldn't have got
No.
this.
No.
Before anyone else. No, makes no
This
sense
isn't
to me either.
slang. This is text message and stuff like that.
Okay then, right then. So when someone says to you, "Bye, Felicia," like that, and they say, "Bye, Felicia," what does that mean?
So for me, it means, will you F off? Go away. Leave me alone. Get out of the building. Get out of the building. You can see the whole sass in the movement.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a disrespectful way to dismiss someone.
Bye,
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. What? So there's a couple more here. I'm just trying to make out what they actually say. I'm weak. So when someone's laughing, they say, "I'm weak."
Just lie. I mean, I mean, we would possibly say wetting yourself. They're possibly the knees are gone and all that sort of thing.
That was funny.
Yeah. And I tell you, we should tell these children that there is, the days of having to count every byte and get your message down to this shit is not important. Learn how to type. Learn how to use punctuation. Discover the joys of the apostrophe.
Okay, last one now. See if you can catch up with Andy Dale. Right. So tea.
What?
Tea as in drink tea.
You see, there's two for me, right? So there's two for me. There's tea, like as an Indian type tea, and the other one's actually from Guildford, from the Hog's Back.
Shall I give you an example?
Go on.
That's the tea.
No.
So if someone points, goes, "That's the tea."
No.
Drama.
No.
Drama, apparently.
Really?
Drama. So that's then finished with.
I'm very pleased with you, Andy. In fact, I'm
Andy
joyous.
won. Well done,
joyous.
Andy.
You know, I mean, I'm clearly I'm gutted.
Yes. So Dale, I think you should start brushing up on your teenage.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Whatever you do, don't type that into a search either. Right.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm fortunate at this point in my career and life where I get to say, they're all dumb.
Yes.
There's a little bit of time to go. A little bit of time for most of them to go.
Let's have a little look. So we got Stace in the chat. We got Wayne Bigfoot of the Bigfoot. We got Mike Langin. We got Doug from Pole Barn. We got a decent turnout, guys. There's 31 to come and watch you two get grilled. Sorry, did I say grilled?
You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time.
Don't listen to him, guys.
Move along.
Don't listen. Just laugh at him.
These aren't the interviewees you're looking for. Move along.
Just laugh at him while I poke him in the head with his pen. Do you remember this pen, guys? That's an old pen. Look at that. Anyway, right. So, question number 1. So, the funniest way you've been injured, and this is to Andy.
I cannot. Oh, good, because I cannot answer mine on general public. I'll have to be really careful. Okay. Go on,
Andy.
I broke my arm when I was 13, 14, something like that. Snapped it so I could touch my elbow.
So let me get it straight. You broke your own arm trying to touch your elbow?
No. Well, I did touch my own elbow, but I was trying to wheelie a racer bike off a ramp.
On a chopper, I hope. On a chopper or
a proper racer
with little skinny wheels.
Yeah, little skinny wheels.
Wow. Look at the bone! Look at the bone! Oh.
I wasn't worried about that because my head hit the curb, so I actually bit the curb literally.
Okay.
And the curb went all the way up to my teeth. The only thing my old man could hear was me screaming, "I'm never gonna get a girlfriend ever again." Wasn't worried that I could touch my own elbow. It was my face. I was concerned.
Had he determined you weren't dead and then promptly laughed at you, which is the appropriate response.
If you knew my dad and you'd seen the size of our fence, he cleared it.
Yeah.
He's quite a short man.
Once he realizes you're not dead.
I've met your dad. He's about 5'4", isn't he? 5'5", yeah.
He cleared a 7.5 foot fence, like straight over, and he's not a small man either. Well, he is a small man, but he's
a chap of some compactness.
Yes, he is. Dad love, he calls it. So, but yeah, that was probably the funniest, I suppose. Wasn't particularly that funny, but
Okay, cool. Right then, Dale, I've got one for you now. Are you ready?
I'm not answering that one though, because that's over a beer. I'll tell you mine over a beer.
No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pick at these questions and ask you individually. Otherwise, it'll be a 3-hour live. So, Dale, if your life was a movie, what would be the soundtrack and why?
What would be the soundtrack to my what would be the soundtrack for me? Do you remember the old Margaret Rutherford Miss Marple? With the theme music from it. That's kind of my life. Just as a giant, constant soundtrack, variations on it kind of thing. But basically, that's the soundtrack. This kind of generally busy, getting into mischief, kind of just being all over the place, sort of busybody, little old lady. That's really who I am inside. A little busybody old lady, far too smart for her own surgical stockings.
Oh, that's nasty. Why'd you put that thought into my head?
I'll leave it there for a moment, shall we? And then we'll expand on it and go through the
interview. So we got woodworking 220. Did I see? I said Doug. I said Doug, didn't I? We've got Tim Kippin in. We've got my old man, Colin Bennett. So welcome to you guys. Right, just going to give people a little recap of what we're doing because we've got we've doubled the amount of people that are in the chat since we actually started. So yes. So this is a monthly addition to the lives, and I'm calling it the Beard Invades. So once a month,
The
I'm
beard
going to get
invades.
Beard Interrogates.
Okay.
So you've already got to me.
Yep.
The Beard Interrogates. So once a month, we'll be doing this. I'll get 2 makers in. I'm going to fire a load of silly questions at them and see how they hold up. Okay. Right then. So, Andy. Right. Right. So what scene from a TV show will you never forget? And don't say 7 of 9, please. That's my
wow. That's not fair.
No, that's mine. You can't have that one.
Do I get asked that question?
If you like, while Andy's
Okay.
thinking about it.
While I'm thinking.
So, does anyone remember this? Does anyone remember the docudrama called Threads about a nuclear attack in the UK back in the 80s, about 84?
No.
So this is really, it's not important, but this is left indelibly in my memory. And there's a scene where they've kind of gone through the first part of the post-apocalyptic thing. It's set in the UK, so the scenes are very familiar. And there's a young lady who was pregnant during the blast, and then she gives birth after it, and the child's intact and happy and all that kind. But it's post it, and then that daughter eventually grows up, and then she gets pregnant. And what the midwife brings to her, is she can't hold it, she can't touch it, she can't think it. It's quite an ugly, quite horrible sort of. I'm going to use the term here very, very broadly. Baby. This was in 1984, primetime TV kind of thing. I'm sub 16, rough, and terrifying, because there we are living in the middle of the Cold War. Not far away, right? Twang, right? That's a scene that has never left me to this very day. That's why I can remember. So just that's possibly damaged me as an individual throughout my entire life. Thank you, BBC.
Okay. that kind of answers about 6 or 7 of my questions. Right, anyway. So, Andy.
I'm trying to think.
What scene from a TV show will you never forget?
Has it got to be a TV show? Because I never really.
Do you want a movie?
Movie, that's slightly different.
Yeah, it's fine. Carry on. If you
don't
really watch TV, then that's fine. You can go movie.
It's Alien. The first time I ever watched Alien.
Right.
I jumped behind the sofa.
Sigourney Weaver in her pants, getting into the pod. Yeah.
Hold on. I was so scared.
Yeah.
What, Sigourney Weaver in her pants?
Well, wouldn't you be? It's enough to scare any man, that is. But no, when the aliens started off with the chest burster, I cacked my pants because it just I wasn't expecting
it. Yeah.
Nah, I don't think anyone was, were they?
Plus, I was way too young to be watching Alien at that point. We're talking. I must have only been 12, 13, maybe.
I think we have to turn the tides on Richard here, don't you?
Go on, then.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Go on. No, I think. What's yours? Yeah, what's your TV show? No wiggling it out in the movies. What's your
TV show? Let me think. I didn't actually think that I was going to get asked this question. Otherwise, I'd have thought about it.
That's why I thought, Andy. Now you see why. Now you see why I thought this was a good idea, because he just didn't look like he was ready for this.
Okay. No, I wasn't. Thanks. Cheers for that. Okay. So, what scene from a TV show? Can I not have movie?
No.
I've got to have TV show.
Got to be TV show. I had to answer TV show. You've got to answer TV show.
Okay then. Right. So I think it's going to have to be. I'm struggling here because like Andy. I'm more a movies.
All right, let's have a movie then. Come on.
Okay, so it will be Jaws, the movie.
Okay.
The first time you actually see that horrible thing come out of the water.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
That has traumatized me for the rest for my whole life. That
Is that why
I
you don't like fish?
don't like sharks. I totally have a phobia with sharks. Oh God. Yeah, I can't do Jaws. I can't. You know what? I haven't even let my kids watch Jaws because I'm thinking it might.
I've got Jaws in my kind of Christmas movie list that's kind of up there with
you
Home Alone and Die Hard.
You're so
You
sick.
know, I
Live,
mean, it's
live that close to the coast. I
uh-huh.
don't ever want my kids to stand in that
I grew up
water.
on the coast too. I mean, we had basking sharks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Granted, not great whites, but
They'll suck you to death.
We had a great white 2 miles off the coast of Studland this summer.
that's what she said.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, right. Let's get back to these questions. Right. So, Andy, I'm asking you this question because you're slightly younger than Dale.
Slightly, mate, I'd take that as an insult.
Yeah. But then again, I might ask Dale the same question. So, what childish thing do you still
Wrong way.
enjoy to do?
Everything. I'm a child by nature, so all the stupid little things that you used to do as a kid, I still do them.
Good. Dale?
Make fart noises. I do that all the time.
What, on your armpit?
So I think I
Yeah,
embraced mine, and I think I've long ago embraced my inner 9-year-old, and just he very much lives in every minute of every day. I think, from cartoons to making silly noises and talking in cartoon voices, you know what I mean, and getting too excited about an upcoming movie and everything, to the point of distraction. Yeah, no, I like childish things. Couldn't pick out anyone. Oh, binging on biscuits at the earliest opportunity. We can't have biscuits in this house, just like it was when I was a kid. Kind of, because if we do, I eat them. And now I'm 50% of controlling the budget in the house. It's just a nightmare. It's a total nightmare. Yes. So the inner child has access to mummy's purse, and it's not ending well.
So we've got Doug that totally agrees with Jaws. We've got who else? We got Stace says she can name a film that scared her to death, but really can't comment on TV. It's kind of Larry. It was the original Bigfoot footage back from the 70s. By the way, Larry, I've got your letter there. Thanks, mate. Terrams, Jaws, Terrams. Okay, right. So Dale, what is the most useless thing that you know how to do?
Good Lord. The list is quite a big long list, really. I'm going to try and...
The answer is in the question. The most useless thing.
I have no idea how to thin that out. Something generic kind of thing. I can't get this one back off. I've managed to squeeze it onto my head, but it isn't coming back off. We have to lube this hat up.
Mine's cooking. My head's cooking.
What's the most stupid thing I know how to do? I know how to count. I know how to count, and I can count in binary. I can tell the time in binary.
That is pretty useless.
I can count in binary. I can write down numbers, any number in binary. That you give me up to about, I don't know, 16-bit. So yeah.
Okay.
There you go. That's it. So I remember once I remember once a conversation with with Her Majesty's Constabulary after a particularly riotous evening out in Ayr. And Wayne will know what I'm talking about. And a number of us spent some time at the local station. A number of us spent some time at the local station, as you did when we were rambunctious youths, shall we say? And I counted the tiles and the cell and hex, much to the annoyance of the other guys who were there with me.
I agree.
Yeah, there you go. There's a stupid. There's a pointless thing, kind of thing.
We've got a question from Huey. I'm going to put it to both of you because he hasn't said who it's for. But what is the most What is the most memorable place you visited and why? We'll start with you, Andy. Most memorable place you visited and why?
My aunt and uncle's old farm, because I spent many a childhood running around fields, delivering cows, sheep, harvesting, fishing, proper
Nice.
healthy upbringing kind of place. It's fantastic. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, in the middle of nowhere. Used to get snow that was literally same height as me, so you'd walk out and it'd be like poof. Fantastic, lovely place.
Cool.
Called Slaggyford.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yep.
Sounds like a club I know in Soho. But anyway, go on.
But yeah, that'd be the most memorable place, I would say.
Dale?
So that's this one's quite tough, I think, because I've had to play it through again and again and again while Andy was talking. I think it would have to be the first time I stood under the Saturn V in Kennedy Space Center. So it's a year after they just built the new place to display it. So it's up hanging from the ceiling. The entire booster and the Apollo module and all that, all laid out, hanging from the ceiling. You walk under this huge thing, and I remember choking up as I'm walking along, realizing what I was standing under. And this is 2004, I think, if memory serves. 2004. And I remember having an argument with my soon-to-be sister-in-law about yes, they went to the moon. It would just have been easier kind of conversation with her. But yeah, I remember being quite choked up and quite stopped in my tracks, realizing what I was standing under, realizing what I was there. But yeah, I mean that would be it. I've been back loads of times since, but that first time just hasn't left me to this day. That moment where you just realize, I'm choking up because of what I'm standing under.
Well,
yeah,
if that's your
it's a big deal.
It
was a big deal. It was a big deal at the time. It was, one of those save up holidays, one of those save up things you go and do. So it was a whole driver towards that particular moment. So yeah, it kind of left me. So yeah, so Billy Burst just said standing under the Saturn V at NASA in Houston is just as impressive. It absolutely is, Bill. I've been to the Houston one subsequently, but just that moment under that one was just to die for. Cool. There you go.
Cool. So we got Billy Burt in. Right. Next question let's have a look. Where are we? Dale. So, who or what is your nemesis?
I think you've both met her.
What, my missus?
Well, okay. Wasn't where I was headed, but yeah, I can see it. No, no. I think it's the boss. I think this is going to sound really soppy, but you each meet someone in your life at some point in your life. You meet lots of people and all that kind of thing. And you stumble across someone purely by accident, purely by chance, and it turns out this is exactly who you've been looking for all along. But she's as smart as you, so you have this glorious partnership of intellects, kind of thing, where each trying to get one up on each other, kind of thing, and each trying to be very much in a partnership, but there's a definite kind of Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty thing going on, kind of thing. So yeah, so Sinew.
Cool.
I think Sinew. I haven't got anyone else. I think at this stage.
Okay.
We know your nemesis, though. I mean, it's small, it's round.
Oh, don't
Possibly.
start. I tried.
You know.
Right then.
Nice one.
Oh god.
That's
Oh.
that's his buzzword. That's his buzzword.
Right then.
Just by saying that.
Revenge is mine.
Yeah.
Right then, Andy. I've got a
Yeah.
fun one for you.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
So if you could learn a magic spell, right, what would it be for, and what would it be called?
Magic.
Yeah. If you had a wand and you could perform one spell, let's say-
Continuously.
yeah. I mean, we've all seen Harry Potter that you can keep doing Expelliarmus as many times as you like.
He wants to get some. So I mean, I've thought for a long time that what we're talking about is we should get him some links. I mean, if he's got smelly armus, then I'm sure we can get him something. Oh, sorry. I've just worked out what you said. No, my apologies.
Oh, there's too many choices. Oh no, what would I choose? Controlling the weather.
Cool. And what would it be called?
Armageddon.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Ragnarok.
Okay. So would you control the weather? Would you like it hot or cold or windy or?
No, just whenever I want to change it, just be able to go ping.
Oh. Like a cold pink kind
Yeah.
of.
Oh, it's a bit too hot.
Yeah.
Bit too cold.
Yeah, I've got a thing on the wall.
Sun's a bit bright.
On this door that I can turn like that. That kind of does that for me. Okay, Dale. If you could build a tree house, what design would it be and where?
So whenever people say tree houses now, I think of that American guy who does that show,
Treehouse Masters.
Treehouse Masters.
Yeah,
so you can kind of go nuts, kind of thing with this. So I don't know the where. I don't know, but it would totally have to be a castle, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It would have to be a kind of whole Rivendell style.
Oh yeah,
castle in the trees, kind of thing.
Spread amongst the whole woodland.
Yeah. Kind of the whole thing. Where is not important. It just has to have a river running under some of it somewhere. But yeah, a whole Rivendell type, tree elf type thing going on. Proper trees in the middle of rooms and stuff like that.
See, this is quite close to what I was thinking when I was writing this. See, I would have an Ewok village.
Ooh.
I mean, you're nearly there with a Wicket look kind of thing. I mean, you're on the way. All you need is a woolly puffy coat, and then you're off and running.
Could you imagine that, an Ewok village in the trees? No one would ever bother you.
So the problem is, though, I mean, here we go, just solving it. Carrie Fisher's wasn't very tall. Wasn't very tall, and she had to bend down quite a lot to get out of the door. I would be hoping for not quite the igloo thing going on, but something a bit bigger. But yeah, it's the same idea. It's the same. Lots of walkways, lots of different places, up off the ground, kind of proper Rivendell castle type thing.
How about you, Andy? How about you?
I would be a little bit closer to the ground because ever since I had that funky thing with my ear rolls, I can't actually go up that high. So treehouse is no good to me because I would fall over. But yeah, I'd have to say it'd probably be along the lines of an Ewok village.
Yeah, it's got to be in it. It's got to be. So Stace, I've just seen Stace says she would be invisible. That would be her spell, invisibility.
Yeah, but I see the positive, but I see the negative to that. Unless you could switch it on and off.
Yeah, yeah. Right, okay, so let's have a look.
You must have seen The Invisible Man. Didn't end good well for him.
Oh, no, did it? So Billy Burt says, yeah, the tree elf type house.
Yeah,
would be
Billy,
cool.
you and I are on the same page, so.
Okay, so I have a question for. I've just seen it. Okay. Oh, where's Andy gone?
Yeah, I'm here.
I've got a question for
Close to the
both
ground
of
because
you.
of his ear thing.
So, if your life was a video game, what would your next level up skill be?
Wow, see, no, this is tough because I can answer this clever, and it's not funny. There was a game back in the day. There's a game now called Deus Ex Machina or Machina, depending on who you are. Right, there is one now called that. But back in the day, there was an old hippie created one on the Spectrum called Deus Ex Machina, which is about the entire life cycle of a creature. That was evolved, that was genetically engineered from the last mouse in the world's dropping inside a computer, and you eventually go through, become a soldier, a politician, and all the way through to something called second childlessness and eventual death kind of thing. I'm so looking forward to second childlessness kind of thing, which is kind of, we're a bit done with the working. We'll kind of go and play in the workshop for as long as we can. And then, we're not retiring yet, but the whole, the end of level baddies ahead. We can see them. We've just got to get there, kind of thing. We want to do it. So that's the end of level boss for career is ahead, and then it's second childlessness thereafter. Deus Ex Machina, ZX Spectrum, the first multimedia game in the world. It had John Pertwee doing the voices. What's his name from Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick? Oh,
not old enough.
All these great actors and actresses voicing over. Frankie Howard was there being one of the voices. Amazing. Back in the day, 1983, I think it was. Awesome.
I was only 3 down.
It's no excuse.
Okay, Andy, what's your answer?
What, my power up? My power
your level up, yeah, what would it be?
In terms of skill.
Yeah.
So, in terms of skill, my level up would be.
So, did I explain this right? So, if you were given a skill point, where would you put it?
Oh, right, okay. That would be in like making stuff, like my metalworking, maybe.
Okay,
that would be in next level up, I reckon. But I'm doing my welding, so that's going to be my next level up. That's the next thing to master.
So in the chat, we've got where are we?
Ian Drury, that's the one.
Ian Drury, that's the guy.
So Doug has asked me why I'm drinking methylated spirits. Right.
Why are you drinking methylated spirits?
It's not. It's Robinson's.
Oh, okay. You're not drinking Obi Shine juice. I mean, I just wonder where you were going.
Oh,
shiny on the inside and out.
Wayne the Wood Turner says his next level up would be hollow forms with spirals.
Wow.
So, who did I ask that? All right, Andy. If you were, where are we? If you were a villain,
yeah,
what would you be?
Nasty. Oh, was that like
What would
character?
you be? I mean, yeah. Like, would you be Octavius? Or what kind of super villain would you be?
Loki.
Loki. Dale?
Yeah.
Tough one. Tough one. See, I've got a soft spot for the Marvel Universe's most recent rendition of, so you've not really seen him yet. So Galacticus, have you come across Galacticus
yeah.
yet? So
Destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, I mean, but just like completely off the chart, in terms of that. So there's so I've got a soft spot for him, but probably not, I suspect. What kind of villain would I be? Oh, it would have to be something slightly. So I mean, I go back to I hanker after the classic Victorian style villain. So I kind of quite like the Moriartys of this world, the people who have or the Khan from the Star Trek 2, people who have a genuine reason to be a villain, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they have a reason to be a villain, not just they're an arsehole and they want to take over the world, but I mean, there's a driver. You can point at the driver. So I don't know, Moriarty. Choose your Moriarty. It doesn't matter. One of them. Unless it's me, yeah.
Stace would be a sock thief. Shannon says Loki is the best villain. Khan from Star Trek. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so who was that to? That was you.
Billy's rapidly turning out to be the brother I didn't know I had. I mean, he's...
So, this is an honest question now, right? Name a movie that made you cry.
That's kind of tough because I can think a lot. What about you?
Yeah,
Andy?
right.
Okay.
Saving Private Ryan.
Cool.
I'm struggling here to nail it down. I can remember the emotion, but I can't remember the movies, if you know what I mean. Nothing that jumps out. That's the truth of it. Lots of movies where you're choked up at the end, but I can't think of anything that made me cry. Emotion moved by. Lots of movies moved by, I think, would be the sort of phrase I think I would use. You left the movie feeling, that's. I think there was a documentary which talked about the life of Robert McNamara called The Fog of War. And Robert McNamara, for those that don't know, the Americans will know who he was. He was kind of the Secretary of State for the U.S. during the Vietnam War, among other things. And he does these. He's an old man in this particular document. Genuinely, he talks about the 11 lessons of having war and what sort of happens, and he talks through the whole life. And he chokes up when he's talking about the fact, if we hadn't won the war, we'd have been war criminals. You genuinely choke up with him because you can see the emotion the man feels and the regret and the pain and everything. He's well aware of what he did, his part in that story, and it's properly moving because global statesman, giant influence in the world, changes the course of the world, and here he is as an old man trying to tell the people today, don't do this. And his words are probably falling in deaf ears. Quite moving. Not the answer you were looking for, I suspect.
No, it's your answer. Right. Okay, so Dale, what triggers you that shouldn't?
Small car drivers.
Okay.
So long ago, I must confess, I used to be one of those people who made a sexist accusation. In this case, I'd accuse them of being bad women drivers and all that sort of thing, but being more intelligent as I've grown older, what I've discovered is that's completely false. That's just completely false. It's an unreasonable, unsustainable, and it shouldn't be made because it isn't. It isn't. It isn't. It's people who drive small cars. A lot of them happen to be female, but it's got nothing to do with that. There's just a certain mentality of someone in a tiny little car where they're just mental. Where they're just mad.
And Andy's looking away.
Where they're just mad, and you just know that they're going to either make you angry or do something you don't understand. So small car drivers, I think, would be they really shouldn't. But it's become such a clear pathway in the head now. It just sets me beep, good, swearing and being unreasonable for a period of time. Do you have a small car, Andy?
I have both. Yes, I have a small car and a large car.
But that's not the same. This is someone who has their car. It
the
life
small
choice.
car is mine.
Yeah, this was a life choice kind of thing. That's where they went into the showroom and said, "I can have anything I want, but I want the smallest, tiniest, crappiest vehicle on the lot."
See,
a Prado or something like that.
Wayne Bigfoot has just said mine. I was just about to tell you mine, but Wayne Bigfoot has just hit the nail right on the head. It's people that stop dead in front of you, or they walk straight across you when you're in a shopping like Tesco's or something like that. Oh, you know what? You've seen meme machines, haven't you? You see when Vinnie Jones, not Vinnie Jones, what's the other one? Jason Statham, when everything goes black and white and they lose control. That's going to happen to me one day. I promise. It just triggers me. I could just see myself getting old women and bouncing their head off their own trolley. No, it's not so much old women.
Can you have two? Can we do two?
Go on,
There's definitely two triggers. What about Andy? Come on, Andy hasn't spoken yet. Come on, Andy.
I've got too many. Anything sparks me off.
Yeah, anything.
Right, there's two main things. Beard baubles, not necessary, made by a woman.
Totally agree.
And they should be destroyed before leaving the factory. They are a disgrace to humankind. The second is 4x4 drivers that take their kids to school.
Yes.
No need. You put your kids in the car in a 4x4. You drive like an absolute idiot. You can't park. Chances are you're wearing your nightwear, dropping your kid off to school. People like that don't deserve to breathe or have a car or have a license.
Cool.
Okay. So two. All right. Come on. So you've got number two, Mr. Beard. What would be your second one?
My second one would be drivers that cut corners. So you come to a T-junction, like the one at the end of my road that you both know, and they come down the hill and turn into my street and they cut the corner. That winds me up. It really does.
So I'm going to go for one which I reckon will land odd, but I think everyone, if they're honest with themselves, will agree with this one. I hate serial meme posters. There's nothing will wind me up more than encountering someone's name and they've posted 3 unnecessary memes in quick succession, particularly if they're controversial memes. I feel that a trigger point for me, it was really becoming a trigger point before the election, where there was just all this stuff being posted, and I found myself snoozing. Absolute armies of people for 30 days until the election was over, because they would just share. Winds me up. It gets to the point where you want to get in your car, drive to find them, and give them a shake, and then you get there and you discover it's a little old lady with doilies who has absolutely no evil bone in her body. Yeah, that one really, really got to me during the election, and it continues to be a raw nerve, I think, to this very day. I think so. I think that one's bigger than small car drivers. I think, if I'm honest.
Well, that's been an hour, guys.
Wow.
That's been a whole hour. We got time for one more question?
Yeah.
Throw it out to the chat. Throw it out to the chat. See if they're going to come back. See if they're going to come back with something. Anyone got a question in the chat?
Anyone?
If not, it'll be the beardy man himself.
Unless you guys have got something you want to ask.
Andy?
No, we kind of been going around, hasn't it? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Go
I
on,
say,
I can't think of it.
I'm experimenting on you guys. You two, the
Guinea pig.
guinea pigs for this. So I suppose this whole format will slightly morph into whatever it wants to be. So
you should do this as part of the Beard Invades. Get a white light kind of thing in someone's face and the music from Mastermind. Din, din, din.
the same
With a
10 questions.
dripping
Boom,
tap.
boom, 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 boom. That's a
With
great
a
idea.
dripping tap. You need a dripping tap.
That's a great idea. That's it.
Bloop.
Dale.
I've started, so I'll finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You two are laboratory mice. We're Pinky in the brain. I reckon Andy's the brain. I'm clearly Pinky. Very Pinky.
Oh, no.
I've got one question for you guys. Last one. I mean, I've got loads. I've got 4 pages, but last one for you, which is a really easy one. Your favorite cartoon, Andy?
Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, okay. Dale?
God, I'm going to answer something that's really off. Again, it's going to be off the chart because it's really hard. Because I watch cartoons a lot. Still watch cartoons a lot.
Same.
It's really hard. So you'd have to answer it per decade, really, if you're honest.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. You'd really have to.
Yeah,
Go on.
I would agree. He-Man, the 80s.
Okay. Yeah.
90s would be Captain America, not Captain America, Iron Man.
Iron Man in it.
They did
okay.
They did the Adventures of Iron Man. And Beavis and Butthead. That's it.
Okay. So I reckon. So the 90s will be a bit. 90s might be a bit bare, but I'm going to roll with this idea. So, 70s would be, Jamie and the Magic Torch.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
80s would be Danger Mouse.
Oh, good shout.
90s would probably have to be South Park.
Oh, also good shout.
The early 21st century, not sure, but if it was in the teens, it would be Rick and Morty. I think. I'd run aground a little bit. Ren and Stimpy would show up. As they'd show up in the night. I mean, the 90s were quite thick and fast for cool stuff, but the early 2000s would be a bit bare. I can't think of anything specific off the top of my head.
Do you think the kids nowadays actually have a Saturday morning television? Do they?
They got it all week long, mate. 24 hours a day, all week long.
Yeah.
That was the best thing about being a kid. Get 100%. Up Saturday morning, put the TV on, watch the cartoons, and then go off and play in the river.
I actually went to Live and Kicking on Saturday morning.
Good Lord.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Who's that? Who was it Live and Kicking?
It was Philip Schofield, Emma Forbes.
Yes, Emma Forbes. Hold on a
John
moment.
Barrowman.
You go and lie down now. Emma Forbes, you just go and lie down now.
I would have preferred Zoe Ball myself, but
See, you see, the thing is, I can go a decade back. I can just say Sally James from Tiswas. Sally James, though. There we are. See, I've still been watching anime too, Sneaks. I would have said something like Guyver if I'd been left to my own devices, but nobody would understand that.
I've seen the Guyver. The Guyver. Cool, man.
Which one? Yeah. Which one?
I've seen the series.
Which one?
I forget which one, but it was like there was a whole box set manga series.
So we're good then. So look, he's off now. Go and lie down.
Wayne the Woodturner says Hong Kong Phooey.
Hong Kong Phooey's another good show.
Yeah,
another good show.
Scrappy Doo before Scooby Doo
before Scrappy Doo. Yep.
Fist of the North Star.
Voltron. What's Voltron?
No, that was rubbish. It was a Transformers ripoff.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know though. I think the ones that leave an indelible mark though have to be Ivor the Engine.
Mr.
Has to be
Bean.
one of those ones. Yep, there has to be one of those ones that left an indelible mark. Everyone still, well, an entire generation of people can recite the noise, can remember the noise that Ivor used to make. You know,
Ninja Turtles.
Mm.
you
Bugs
know.
Bunny. Beavis and Butthead was a good call by Huey.
Oh, cool.
Nighttime. Tis was.
Oh, it was called OTT. Yeah. I see where
OTT.
Huey's coming from. You used to have to. It's we used to have to stay up to see that. We weren't really allowed to watch it because it was a bit grown up.
Oh, right, okay.
You know,
Tokyo Ghoul.
couldn't Tokyo Ghoul. No, don't know Tokyo Ghoul. You know what I mean? But my perennial favorite is from that set of series is Kashan, particularly Kashan's Sins were the ones that most recently would be the ones that I thoroughly enjoyed, and they haven't translated that into English, so it's absolutely awesome. Still in Japanese with subtitles, the way manga and anime is supposed to be consumed. Cool.
Right, guys, we've just gone over an hour, so I hope you enjoyed that.
That was interesting.
I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed it. I apologise if I missed any questions or anything. I've been trying to read these questions and interact with you guys as well as read the chat. So,
who says a beard can't multitask?
Yes. Oh crap! So a massive thanks to Dale, Andy. I've learnt a little bit from this one. So you served a purpose.
We've served a purpose, sort of thing. Okay. If I might make an observation, you really need to have that green screened behind you with something interesting.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Yeah.
Have a chat with me later, young man.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my light here ready. Where is it? Yeah, the light.
But you could have some proper fun with that. You could have like
I had my light
jury
down
behind
there.
you, sort of thing, and thing. So you're doing an after show party?
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, guys, in the chat, thanks for coming. We had a massive 32. We peaked at 32 or something like that, which is great.
Nice.
And I wasn't expecting this many to come in because of being Christmas Eve and all that, but I really do appreciate it.
Just shows that everyone's as sad as us.
Yeah.
We love you.
Right. So thanks for coming in, guys. And I'll see you next Tuesday with a build. Next Tuesday. Yeah.
Next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, not Tim Eve.
Let's have a look.
Isn't it?
See, I've never missed a Tuesday live.
Oh, you have to do a thing.
Never. I don't want the first one of the last one of the year. I thought this was the last one of the year. That's
nope.
Because I did originally say I was going to do the Interrogates.
I must confess, it would be the first beard live that I missed. If it's next Tuesday, I'm also likely to be drunk. You might not want me behind the keyboard.
Well, right. Let's have a little look. Where's my? Oh, there's Loki. See, this is where I need a teenager to show me how to access my phone. Right. Okay. So December.
You don't need a teenager. You just need nothing else going on in your life bar that phone. That's all that matters to you at that moment, and you can be as switched on as a teenager about it.
So the 31st, it's New Year's Eve. So the chances are that I might actually
organize a giant maker meetup in your back garden for New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
do that. Film that.
My back garden is currently a bog. Yeah,
we'll bring waders.
Yeah.
I'll figure something out. If I do, if I do. If I don't, then I don't.
All right, Luke. Thank you.
Everyone in the chat, Merry Christmas. And if you don't get a chance to interact before then, have an awesome New Year. I hope you remember the parts of it that matter to you.
Yeah, totally agree. And thanks for coming. Bye. Right. Oh, is it ending? Yeah. Oh, it's ending.